Is it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hello! So, this episode is going to be called Confessions of Some Sugar-holics. Okay.
I don't know if we really want to do this.
Oh, we're going to confess. You know, isn't this something that you do in the LDS culture? Confess? Okay, so I'm going to tell you. So, in our first one that we talked about is when it was our 40th anniversary, and so we decided to give ourselves the gift of help.
Yes, we did. So we decided to plagiarize from a movie that we liked from some years back.
Music
call
and
it,
lyrics.
Yeah, and call it A Way Back into Health.
There was a song called A Way Back into Love. Love it, love it, love it. But we changed it to A Way Back into Health. Okay, so that was the first movie that we made together. And our granddaughter and our grandson helped us get that all ready. And then we did one of us walking together at a park. And then I did one of myself walking in a park. And in the meantime, have we done very well eating and walking and exercising?
I think we've been fairly consistent.
Oh, yeah, really good.
Yeah.
So there's been some major shifts happen, but what we want to do this time is do this confession. All right. Okay.
You probably want to take the bulk of the time.
Okay. So when we were first married, I was super slender. I looked so good. And I have my dresses. I'm going to show them in another one. I have my wedding dress still and the dress for when I had my pictures. What are they called? Bridal pictures. No, what are they called? Engagement pictures. Yes. And so, Jeff, when is the best time for you when you were the most buff in our 40 years of marriage?
Well, I actually was in the best condition probably age 30 to 33. That was the prime of my life.
The time of your life.
The prime of my life.
Oh, the prime. Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the reason is because I was working out fairly consistently and in devoted fashion at Spa Fitness. And so I also at that time, well, I was wanting to develop a great physique, and I learned at least how to tap into the power of the mind so that I developed a whole lot of strength. And it was really kind of fun because I could lift heavier than most of the big guys that were there, and it was all up here. So I actually, this is probably going to sound like bragging, but I used to be able to bench 500 pounds. Not with free bar, I could only do 375, but with the universal weight test, they had a universal machine, and it had 400 pounds on it, and I would add an extra 100 pounds on it. So it was really fun to wait for a bigger guy to be working in and then go ask if I could work in and outlift him. It was a lot of fun.
I bet.
Yeah, it
I
was.
bet.
So that was my prime.
So mine was when we were first married, and of course over the years my weight went up and down, up and down. I tried all kinds of different things, and I did pretty well actually until my children were older, and then I just started putting on the weight. And actually my sugar-holic, it got worse as I got older. And so we want to do, but I don't know if we could say worse, but it is what it is. There's a part where you have to accept it, just love yourself where you are. Sometimes that's just where it is. So I wanted to explain a little bit. The last 4 months before we moved in here, we were renting in my cousin's basement. We loved being there for the time we were there. And so at that time I was helping in a school, and I'd come home from school, and first thing I would do, well, I'm driving home, I would think, okay, so I'm going to get either some dark chocolate, some high-end dark chocolate, and take it home and stash it by me. So I would go and read when I got home novels. I love the novels from Heather Moore, all kinds of historical fiction, Book of Mormon, Bible, Old Testament, all kinds of fun stories. And so I would read them, or I would go to Reams and get glazed donuts, only specific things that were very, very tasty. And then I would hide them and stash them, or that dark chocolate ice cream, Haagen-Dazs in the freezer.
Not only were you secretive about it, you were a little snobbish about it too.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like dark chocolate, so that's a good excuse. He doesn't need it. I didn't want him to put on extra weight, right? So I just got to eat it by myself. What about you? So what's your confession?
Well, I remember an incident several years ago when I was working, and the company at Halloween time brought in these huge bags of chocolate for the employees. And instead of bringing it home to share with my family, I just kept it there in the office and ate the whole thing myself.
So that was in our first home, right?
Yes, it was.
Anyway, so when we were in our apartment that we were renting for a while, what did you do? Did you sneak out and get soda pop at lunch? Because I would never buy soda pop, really.
I did. So
despite my chocolate, soda pop's way worse.
I would go out for burgers and fries, and instead, I would have a Coke or Dr. Pepper with it. Yeah, so a cup of sugar along with the rest of the lunch.
Okay, so we're letting you know that's where we were a while ago, about till the middle of May. And then something very, very fun happened. And we'll share that later, next time, okay, Jeff?
Yeah, we're not going to tell you what it was this time. You'll have to come back and watch it.
Yes. So, for the next, what does that Paul Harvey used to say?
The rest of the story.
The rest of the story next time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're still keeping on.
Good night.
Good night.